You're here because you suspect something most men never figure out. The game isn't won in the club or on the date, it's won in the space between messages. She learns who you are not from your selfies or your flexed bio, but from your timing, your restraint, your precision, and the feeling your words trigger when your name lights up her screen at an inconvenient hour. If you've ever watched a promising conversation decay into small talk and seen her energy go flat, it's because you sent messages that gave her closure instead of tension, answers instead of intrigue, validation instead of leadership. Tonight, I'm going to put a weapon in your hands. One message, a structure that hooks her mind for days. Not by being corny, not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by understanding the psychology that pulls curiosity like a magnet and anchors it to you. If what you hear starts shifting the way you see yourself, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting warmed up. When a woman is drawn to you, it's rarely because you typed the perfect line. It's because the cadence of your attention created an emotional rhythm in her nervous system. Think about the last time you were obsessed with anything, a song, a show, a mystery. You weren't fed everything at once. You were given just enough to need more. That's what a powerful text does. It plants an unfinished thought inside her and then makes itself scarce, forcing her mind to circle back for resolution. The human brain hates open loops. Unfinished things keep returning to the front of our attention until they're closed. Most men slam every loop shut with an overeager answer, a long explanation, or a compliment she didn't earn. You won't. You'll open a loop on purpose, then control how and when it closes. You'll be specific enough to feel intimate, ambiguous enough to feel dangerous, and calm enough to signal you have other priorities besides her. Before I give you the exact structure, look at the most common mistakes that destroy attraction over text. Needy pacing, replying instantly as if your phone is an IV drip. Conversational laundry, wide, H-rue, how's your day? 10 variations of nothing. Emotional dumping, oversharing in paragraphs when she's given you 2 words. Reward without investment, handing out warmth, validation, and attention regardless of her participation. And the deadliest of all, performing for her frame. If you're trying to impress, you've already told her you're below her. The goal isn't to entertain a stranger. The goal is to present a grounded identity, spark intrigue, and move the interaction toward a real moment in the real world. Every message either multiplies tension or dilutes it. You're going to become the man who multiplies it on command. Here's the architecture of the message that hooks her mind for days. It has 5 parts. First, a personalized anchor. A short, specific observation about her that proves you're paying attention to details other men miss. Second, a frame statement. One line that reveals your standards or worldview, so she senses you're not auditioning. Third, an open loop. A tease, a prediction, or an incomplete thought that begs to be finished later. Fourth, a sensory cue. A micro-visual that makes your message feel like a scene, not a chat log. Fifth, a time boundary. A hint that you're in motion and won't live inside the phone. Put them together, and it reads like this. Specific, self-led, unfinished, vivid, and scarce. That combination is jet fuel for curiosity. Let me show you what it looks like in practice. Imagine you matched with a woman whose photos suggest she's disciplined. Neat posture, minimal makeup, slightly serious eyes, but there's a playful edge in one candid. You could send, "You have that calm? I notice what most people miss energy. I don't do endless texting, but you just got my attention for a weird reason I'll tell you later. Quick one. Are you the person who steals the nicest seat by the window or the one who pretends it's an accident? I've got 3 minutes before I disappear." Read it again and feel what it does. The first phrase shows you're reading her vibe, not just her body. The frame says you don't live in text. The open loop, a weird reason I'll tell you later, creates unfinished business. The sensory cue, the window seat, creates a tiny movie. The time boundary adds scarcity, and then you stop. No explanation, no emojis to soften it, no neediness. Let her mind chew. Here is another variant for a number you got at a bar when the conversation was quick but playful. "I'm not a small talk guy, but I'm laughing at the one thing you did that gave you away. I'll tell you when you're honest. Do you order what you actually want or what you think the table will respect?" Again, Anchor. You were there, you saw something. Frame. You don't do small talk. Loop. The one thing. Challenge. Be honest. And a question that reveals values. A man who knows how to ask for truth without aggression becomes addictive. It's not the words, it's the energy behind them. You're not poking her to get a reaction. You're revealing that your attention has weight. For a woman who responds slowly or inconsistently, you avoid punishment, guilt, or long paragraphs. You simply protect your energy and keep your standard. I don't keep ghost conversations on life support. If you're actually curious, I'll tell you the theory I have about you that you'll argue with, and then admit I was right next week. Strong boundaries, playful certainty, an open loop. Then you vanish for a while. If she replies with a dry, "What theory?" you don't jump. You maintain the pace you set for yourself. Your timing is your signature. Fast men are forgettable. Intentional men are remembered. Now, what if she is already engaging and you want to deepen the attraction? You seed a moment in the future and tie it to a test. You give off honest to a fault energy, which I actually respect. Two options: espresso that tastes like chocolate, or a walk that tastes like autumn air. Pick your poison and I'll tell you the tiny habit you have that strangers notice. Somewhere in there is the personalized anchor, honest to a fault from her vibe. A frame, you respect honesty, standards. The loop, tiny habit that strangers notice. The sensory cue, espresso, autumn air. And the boundary is implied. You offer two options, not your life story. This is not random flair. Sensory words make her body respond before her logic does. They do the heavy lifting of attraction because they bypass the part of the brain that wants to overthink. Timing is your amplifying tool. Here are rules that will serve you well. Don't text in bursts. Send one clean message, then let it breathe. Don't chase punctuation. If she replies with energy and questions, you can lean in. If she replies with one-word fragments, you either raise the standard or gracefully disengage. Don't mirror her pace exactly, lead it. If she is chaotic, you become still. If she is hesitant, you become calm. If she is eager, you stay grounded. And don't ask questions you don't care about. Every prompt you send should reveal a value, challenge a habit, or plant a seed for meeting in person. If you can't explain what your message is supposed to do, don't send it. For the man who struggles with over-explaining, cut your messages in half. Say the important thing, then leave a line of oxygen. You're not shy, you're selective. There's a difference. I'll prove it when you stop pretending you don't have a dangerous sense of humor. Done. If she pushes for proof, you've got the leverage to move it off text. Save it. 2 truths, 1 lie in person. I'm betting you'll lose. You just transitioned from chat to logistics without begging. The words are simple. The logic is strict. You build intrigue, then you build a bridge. Let's talk about your first text after getting her number. Most men reintroduce themselves. Hey, it's John from the bar. Boring. She knows 10 Johns. Your job is to trigger a specific memory. Position yourself as the one who noticed the right detail, and set your pace. Try this. The troublemaker with the calm voice. I'm stealing exactly 90 seconds of your focus now, then I'm gone. I just realized what your hands say about you. If you didn't actually notice her hands, pick something you anchored in reality. The way she tilts her head when she's deciding. The way she listens before laughing. And then honor the time boundary. If she doesn't reply quickly, you move on with your evening. You're not bluffing, you're living. If you've already been texting and it's fading, you need to reframe the dynamic. Stop trying to win her with volume. Eliminate all filler. Break the pattern with an identity flex. Not a brag, a standard. I don't audition over text. If you want effortless conversations that go nowhere, you've got half your contacts for that. I trade in moments that stick. You in, or are we boring each other? That line is not for every situation. It's for when you feel your value leaking out of you because you're entertaining someone who isn't investing. Don't be afraid to let silence do its job. Scarcity is a teacher. Now, because you asked for one message that hooks her mind for days, I want to give you the exact template you can adapt over and over. Read it slowly because it's deceptively simple. Specific observation about her. One sentence that shows your standard. An unfinished promise you'll reveal later. One sensory image that feels like a scene. a light time boundary that signals you're in motion. Here are 10 adaptations you can steal and make your own, each built on that spine. You pay attention before you laugh. Rare. I don't waste time in text threads that feel like group chats, so I'll be brief. I just clock the tiny thing you do that makes people assume you have a secret. Tell me in 3 words how your day actually felt, and I'll tell you what it is when I resurface. You've got the posture of someone who doesn't apologize for space. I keep my phone on silent when I'm building, so I'll say this once. Your playlist is either criminally good or suspiciously safe. Prove me wrong in 2 tracks and I'll tell you what your shoes gave away. You read more than you post, that I respect. I don't flirt for sport. Quick one before I vanish. Do you fall for clever or kind? I'll explain why that answer matters when we're standing in line for coffee that tastes like chocolate. You're not shy, you're selective. I only choose conversations that sharpen me. Pause for 10 seconds and think, what do people get wrong about you at first glance? Hold that. When I get a minute, I'll tell you what your eyes said before you did. You've got a don't rush me energy, which I love for the right reasons. I'm heading into a deadline, so here's my rule. I don't text on autopilot. Are you better at spontaneous nights or structured plans? Keep it honest. I'll tell you the micro habit that makes strangers trust you. You look like the type who can hold a silence without panicking. That's rare. I avoid conversations that fight for attention. Quick hit. Beach at sunset or city in the rain? Your answer is going to make me laugh, and I'll tell you why when we're actually in one of them. There's a competitive streak under that calm. Don't argue, you'll lose. I don't do the good morning parade. Pick one. Espresso walk or bookstore dare. Either way, I'm going to point out the thing you do with your hands that gives you away. Your smile is late, not loud. That's a compliment. I'm vanishing for a bit, but before I go, when you're fully yourself, are you dangerous or disarming? Keep it clean. I'll explain what your jacket said about you later. You answer the question you wish I'd asked, that's a skill. I value clarity, so here's mine. I'm not here to collect pen pals. Say left or right. Whichever you pick, I'll tell you the story it reminded me of when we meet. You've got patience in your eyes and mischief in your restraint. I'm stepping into the gym and my phone dies with disrespect. Before it does, honesty hour. What's your harmless vice? Keep it short. I'll trade you one when I come back to oxygen. Every one of those messages does the same 5 things while wearing a different outfit. Don't memorize them. Internalize the structure so you can improvise from your reality. If you didn't notice anything specific about her yet, you can still make the anchor honest. Based on the 2 seconds I've seen of you, here's my read. If you can't think of a sensory cue, pick a simple, grounded image. Coffee steam, rain on a jacket, the cold handle of a door, the sound of a crowded room. Your brain is flooded daily with this imagery. Use it. The more textured your message, the more her body participates. Let's go deeper into reply handling, because this is where men lose the frame. If she answers with curiosity, what's the tiny thing I do? You don't dump your answer in text. You checkpoint it. I'll show you in person. You'll like it if you're brave. If she playfully challenges you, you think you're so observant? You ground it. I notice more than I say. It saves time. If she gives you a one-word answer, espresso, you reward the decision, not the brevity. Good answer. That tells me something. Wednesday or Thursday, 20 minutes, I'll bring the chocolate one. You're not asking for permission to exist, you're leading a small decision. You can always adjust if she genuinely can't. Leadership is not stubbornness, it's direction. If she flakes or goes silent after engaging, you don't become a prosecutor. You become a man with options. One message only. You strike me as either overwhelmed or uninterested. Either way, I keep my energy where it's mutual. If I'm wrong, reset with one sentence and we'll keep it simple. That resets the dynamic without bitterness and invites a direct reply. If she comes back with a story of chaos, you empathize once, then return to your pace. Life happens. We'll try again. 2 options. And you go right back to leadership. If she doesn't, you release it. Scarcity is discipline in action. If she overshares emotionally early on, you hold the container with calm. You don't owe me paragraphs. I'm not here to drain you. Tell me the headline and we'll pick it up when we're both present. That's a man protecting both people's time and emotional bandwidth. Watch how quickly respect multiplies when you behave like this. Women are starving for masculine containment delivered with kindness, not control. You can be both unbothered and warm. That paradox is irresistible when it's authentic. There will be times when you need to reset your own energy because you feel the urge to chase. Use this personal rule. Whenever you want to send 3 messages, send 1. Whenever you want to ask a question to reduce anxiety, make a plan that increases certainty. Anxiety is the feeling of unmade decisions. Make 1. Thursday, 7:10, 20 minutes. There's a place with cinnamon air. Worst case, we both leave with a new favorite drink. You anchor it, you shrink it, 20 minutes, you add a sensory cue and you lower the stakes. Suddenly you've replaced 3 days of vague banter with a real moment in the calendar. Voice notes can be powerful if used with care. Drop one that is 15 seconds, slow and clear. You have a calm intensity in your messages, it's interesting. I'm not a fan of living on this app, so I'm carving out a quick window Wednesday. If we vibe, we extend. If not, we'll both survive. Text me 3 words that describe you when you're fully yourself. The sound of your grounded voice can calibrate an entire interaction. But never send a barrage. One is potent, many are exhausting. Let's craft the next stage after the hook message does its work. She engages, you tease the reveal, and then you offer a small plan. You do not ask, "When are you free?" That's customer service. You offer a narrow invitation. Tuesday, 6:40. There's a place that smells like dark chocolate and roasted fruit. 20 minutes. If you make me laugh twice, I'll tell you what your shoes said about you. Notice the rule. You attach the loop closure to the meat, not the chat. Her mind stays hooked because the loop still isn't closed. You're not withholding to be cruel. You're guiding the energy toward reality. For men who worry about coming on too strong, strength isn't volume, it's clarity. You can be gentle and unshakable at the same time. I'm interested, not in a rush. I don't keep chats alive for sport. If you're in the mood for something simple and good, take Wednesday. If not, no pressure. We both have things to build. Low pressure, high standard. That polarity is attractive because it signals a man who is full of his life, not hungry for hers. If you're already seeing her and you want to keep the tension alive between dates, the structure still applies. There's a 3-second moment from last night you didn't realize you created. I'll tell you over a short walk. Bring the jacket that makes you feel like a storm. Anchor to a real event. Insert a loop about a specific moment, add a sensory cue, and ask for something small that invites her to participate in the scene. Long-term relationships die when men stop framing moments and start assuming time means closeness. Time doesn't create closeness. Intentionality does. Boundaries matter. If a woman pushes into disrespect, mocks your standards, or tries to drag you into drama, your calm line is simple. My attention isn't a toy. If you want to be playful, be respectful. If not, I'll keep it moving. You do not send 3 explanations. You do not defend your standards. You state them once and step back. Watch how often that creates either a correction or an end. Both are wins. The man who is willing to walk away becomes the man who rarely needs to. Let's tighten your internal posture, because the content of your message matters less than the attitude in your nervous system when you send it. Breathe low, shoulders back, jaw unclenched. You are not sending a message to be chosen. You're sending a message to reveal who you are and invite her into a moment that would be good for both of you. If she's not available, emotionally, mentally, logistically, you're still the same man. That calm detachment is felt even through text. The words are the delivery mechanism. Your state is the signal. Now I want to give you a handful of situational lines that integrate the 5-part structure without sounding scripted. Use them when the context pops up, but make sure you mean them. After she posts a story reading a book, you read with your eyebrows. It's how I know you actually think. I don't narrate my life on here, so I'll be quick. What chapter punched you in the gut? Keep it to 1 sentence. I'll trade you one when I'm back from the storm. When she's traveling, you look good when you're out of your routine. Most people panic, you focus. I don't collect airport small talk, so I'll make it useful. 2 photos that felt like you, and I'll tell you the one thing your travel style says you're hiding. After a brilliant, short reply from her, brevity with bite, nice, I reward skill, Wednesday 7:15. There's a place that smells like vanilla and concrete. 20 minutes. I'll tell you what that line of yours revealed. When she's been distant and resurfaces casually, welcome back to the land of the living. I operate on mutual effort. If you want to resume, reset with one sentence that isn't noise, and I'll tell you the thing you did that made you memorable. When she tries to move you into endless texting without meeting, I don't do the text until we're siblings package. 2 options. Simple and good. If you're not up for it, we'll archive this with dignity. When she tests you with a slight jab. I like women who can poke without drawing blood. Keep it honest and I'll keep it fun. I've got a prediction about you that you'll deny and then prove. Notice how none of these are cruel, performative, or thirsty. They're grounded, selective, and forward. They reveal standards, they open loops, they paint micro-scenes, and they respect your time. Here's a powerful practice to calibrate your tone. Before sending any message, ask, what does this teach her about my identity? If the answer is that I'm anxious, don't send it. That I need validation, don't send it. That I'm decisive, calm, playful, and selective, send it. Another practice, strip every message of apology unless you actually did harm. Sorry for the late reply becomes, I was off grid. Sorry if this is weird becomes, I'm direct. Your words teach people what to expect from you. Expectation becomes attraction or indifference. Now, the paradox you must master. You want her curious, not confused. A good open loop promises a direction. A bad one is meaningless fog. I saw something about you is weak. The way you pause before answering is telling, is strong. One is vague posturing. The other is a slice of truth. Your loops should be precise enough to feel inevitable when you reveal them later. That's how you create the sense that you get her, because you're noticing real things and withholding for the right moment, not making up smoke to seem clever. What about your profile and context? Everything you do in text will be multiplied or divided by the story your profile tells about your life. If your last 9 photos scream, nothing happening, your words have to drag too much weight. If your life shows movement, friends, craft, discipline, sunlight, your messages will feel like a continuation of energy she already felt. Don't fake it, build it. Your texting game is only as attractive as your actual day. A man with purpose texts differently because he's not performing, he's inviting. There's one more lever you can pull when you want to intensify things after she's already invested. Selective vulnerability. Not a trauma dump, not an overshare. One truth that reveals how you operate. I have a habit of protecting my energy so hard I can come off cold. It's not distance, it's focus. People who pay attention tend to get me. Then you pivot. You read as one of those people. This isn't a confession. It's a frame. Vulnerability without victimhood is rare and magnetic. And if she says she's not ready to meet or is in a complicated place, you honor it without shrinking. I respect it. I won't push. Keep this number. When life chills and you want a conversation that goes somewhere, send me 3 words that feel like you right now. You put the ball in her court and you go on with your life. Months later, don't be surprised if those 3 words arrive. Your restraint built respect that impatience would have killed. Let's come back to the message, the one that hooks her mind for days. Use it tonight. Pick a woman you're genuinely curious about. Notice one detail nobody else will mention. Declare your standard in one clean sentence. Open a loop that promises a specific reveal later. Paint a tiny scene so she can feel the moment. Add a light time boundary so she knows you're in motion. Then go live your life. Do not hover. Do not micro-analyze her typing bubbles. She will feel the emptiness or fullness on the other end of your messages. Be the man whose day is full enough that he forgets to obsess. If this is striking something inside you, then hear this. Attraction isn't magic. It's structure plus presence. The structure is teachable. The presence is trainable. Your words can be simple, your timing intentional, your standards clear. Do this consistently and you'll feel a gear shift in every interaction. Less guessing, less waiting, less anxiety. You'll move women from curiosity to contact to real connection, with fewer messages and more momentum. And when it's not mutual, you'll walk away clean because a man with a mission doesn't bargain with indifference. I'm going to leave you with a final push you can send in the next hour, adapted to almost any context. Don't copy it. Let it guide your voice. You've got a calm intensity that doesn't try too hard. That's rare. I don't collect pen pals, so I'll keep this short. I just noticed the quiet thing you do that makes people lean in. I'll tell you when I have 10 stolen minutes and a coffee that tastes like chocolate. Wednesday 6:50 works. If not, Throw one you actually prefer. Short, specific, open, vivid, and led. Then put your phone down and move your body. The man who leads his own physiology leads the frame. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with this energy and use it tonight. Send one message that carries weight. Protect your pace. Lead toward moments that matter. If this hit you and you want more, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. And if you know a brother who keeps losing momentum in the space between messages, send this to him now. Don't keep it to yourself. Your words can either train women to ignore you or teach them to lean in. Choose the ones that make them remember your name with a half smile days later, when they don't know why they keep thinking about you.